King Charles trying to avoid knockdown war with Prince Andrew, as he refuses to vacate. King Charles is desperately trying to avoid a knockdown war with Prince Andrew, who is refusing to vacate the royal lodge. The disgraced Duke of York has lived on the lavish $37 million property since 2003, after he signed a 75-year lease agreement. However, he has been on the verge of eviction since 2019, when his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein was revealed. Despite King Charles' attempts to get him evicted, Prince Andrew refuses to give up his lavish royal residence in exchange for the much smaller Frogmore Cottage. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. Andrew isn't going anywhere for the time being, Christopher Andersen, author of The King, told Fox News Digital. The expert explained that despite his brother's stubbornness, King Charles wants to avoid direct confrontation. It's doubtful that King Charles, who, along with his daughter-in-law Kate Middleton, is battling cancer, is in the mood for a knockdown drag-out with his brother, Andersen said. Andersen went on to explain that even if Andrew does move, it will simply be because he doesn't have the money to heat Royal Lodge or keep the lights on. The Royal Lodge, which previously belonged to the Queen Mother until her death in 2002, requires around $503,000 for its annual upkeep. Presently, Prince Andrew shares the 31-room mansion with his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson. In the meantime, Frogmore will likely remain empty. It's worth noting that the King had better luck evicting Andrew from Buckingham Palace, where the Duke of York has maintained his private apartment for decades, the royal author added. Before King Charles offered the historic Grade II listed home to Prince Andrew, Queen Elizabeth II leased the Frogmore Cottage to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle as their wedding gift in 2018. Meghan Markle has her hands filled with a lot of new brand launches, one of which is a new podcast show. Her podcast show in association with the Lemonade Media is currently delayed and will not release until 2025. The Duchess of Sussex wants to utilize this time to rectify old Spotify mistakes. Markle and Prince Harry signed a $20 million contract with the music streaming platform, Spotify, in late 2020. The duo began the production of their podcast, Archetypes, in August 2022, which started out great but eventually faded away. The podcast delivered a season of 13 episodes, after which the company dumped the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in June 2023. Spotify executive Bill Simmons nicknamed the pair "fucking grifters" after he did not receive a complete full contract when the two parted. Markle was also accused of faking certain parts of the podcast interview and driving attention from the guests to herself by talking about herself. Meghan Markle found herself in an icy reception at the Hamptons summit, with A-list celebrities reportedly avoiding her. The Duchess of Sussex recently attended the G9 Ventures Summer hosted by power broker Amy Griffin ahead of her brand's official launch. While photos emerged of her chatting with a few familiar faces, noticeably absent were any snaps with the summit's biggest names. It can be seen as a stark contrast to past events where she's been photographed mingling effortlessly with Hollywood's A-list. Meghan Markle showed up big at the Hamptons event, sparking talks about what she's up to next in business. The royal was eager to connect with female founders before officially kicking off her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. The Duchess was snapped hanging out with her inner circle, like fashion designer Misha Nunu and makeup queen Bobbi Brown, but some people noticed a few things missing from the photo. It was weird that there weren't any pics of Markle with other big names there, like Gwyneth Paltrow and Reese Witherspoon, among others, as reported by News Nation's Paula Froelich reported.